Dimitri, it's rare that you doing a historical piece like this and you got someone who you can sort of ask and consult about the character you play. How valuable was it to have Harry there, and was there any particular scene where you were conscious of, like, Harry, am I getting this right?
Well, I didn't meet Harry until a few days ago when we were at the New York screening. So he wasn't there on set for me to sort of, you know, ask questions to, but he did send me a letter and a biography of his life, which I had to refer back to, and it gave me a sort of a guiding, you know, guiding outline of who he was and where he grew up and his life prior to the war, and what he had, you know, what him and his family went through having to flee Germany. So those were the references I had. And with regards to like scenes where you're conscious of, you know, getting it right, I sort of felt that throughout, you know, particularly, you know, I knew Harry was going to go and see the film, and so you just hope you do a job that that Harry would approve of, because you're dealing with a really important part of someone's life. Yeah, so I definitely felt the weight of that responsibility, and then finally got to meet Harry a few days ago, and we've been inseparable since.
And Harry, would you say that the film sort of accurately portrays what you experienced?
Well, while my character within there, that portrayed over here that young men and some women were active with the Monuments Men, his portion didn't cover the actual work or most of the work that I was involved in, namely going into the mine, into 2 mines every day, and finding the boxes that contained stolen works of art. That was my job, with information that I got from the outside. So I learned how to drive a car while I was the Monuments Men, you know, but I really didn't spend too much time over here to do in a film. But much more important was the fact that a young individual was part of the Monuments Men, and Dimitri provided that particular picture to the audience, and I compliment for what he did in a Hollywood way, which is a much more powerful means to get the story across.
And for you, Dimitri, I'm guessing the chance to work with George Clooney must have been quite a draw. Looking back at George Clooney's filmography, the films he's been in and the films he's directed, is there any particular film which you'd have liked to have been a part of?
His directorial stuff, I loved Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and I really loved Good Night and Good Luck. I thought they were both, you know, they're both quite unique films, and you know, just very sharp, very well told. And I mean, he's done so much, it's hard. From Dusk Till Dawn's pretty cool as well. But there's loads of stuff, man. All of them guys have such immense bodies of work. If I could pick a film from each of their careers and have done them, I'd be very happy. Yeah, and you know, I think this is George's 5th film, and I think, you know, things that he's done in the past have all been particularly interesting and different from each other.
And what is an aspect, I mean, having acted in this era now, what is an aspect of the 1940s which you think would suit you today?
Well, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough time, you know. Certainly, like, you know, getting to understand what them guys were doing back then and what was involved for people my age and younger, particularly with the war effort. I think, you know, you have to take your hat off to the people then and the spirit they showed. I don't know, it's a really tough question. I think it's interesting because, you know, people romanticize the Second World War and stuff, and it's very easy to kind of now in hindsight look back at it with sort of rose-tinted glasses on, but actually when you have direct accounts of what people went through and what they experienced, it kind of, your reality's flipped back into sort of understanding how real and actual this stuff was, and how tough times were then. That's my sort of answer, really. I can't think of anything else on that to sort of elaborate on, but that's my feeling towards it.
And you know, obviously the Monuments Man is taking place in an era where there is war, but is there any aspect for you, Harry, which you miss of that era of the 1940s?
Well, no. If I realized that I did something good, and like anybody who goes to work 8 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 20 hours a day, when you come home, you want to make sure that you did something worthwhile, that you were productive, that you helped over here. Otherwise, the saying goes, if you don't like what you're doing, get the hell out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, thank you.
And in this particular case, they did a good job, and I hope over here I did a good job.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for what you did, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you, man. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.